Hey y'all, Billy from Perma Pastures Farm. Oh man, yeah, sorry if I sound a little bit weird. My whatever sweet and sour sniffles I've had seem to be on its way out. Thank the Lord. All right, we're going to talk about the next phase of what you can do with your Comfrey. Now, as you can see, you've got a shovel here, we got a bucket, and we got some roots inside that bucket. We also got some crowns over here. We've talked about all of this stuff. If you want to know about more of it, just go watch the previous videos we've done on previous Fridays. So pretty much everybody gets a piece of everything we're talking about. Now, I am flanked. I mean, I'm sure folks are going to wonder. Right up here in front of the house, let me get up here because we're on the side of a mountain. We got basically an ocean of potatoes in here, box after box after box after box. And of course, dead center in all of them, you can see this horseradish. That's Michelle's doing. She loves horseradish and potatoes. But back to the Comfrey. So up in front of these boxes, in some of the area that's a little bit matted down here, we had Comfrey that we plant out in the field for the express purpose of feeding it to our animals. Now the beautiful part about that is that in the past we would have to do what basically we're doing right now, where we take the roots, we sell them online, we take the crowns, we replant them somewhere out there where the animals are going to graze. But until that time when everything's up and running, all these leaves we got to do something with. Now, we've talked before about how we use them in compost, and I got some ballin' compost down there going right now that we're discussing in great detail on Patreon. But these leaves are going to be used for really one of two things at this time of year, and it's all animal centered. Now, we could take these fresh leaves, which we will almost certainly do, and we'll give it to the ram up the hill here. We can also take it, especially when we're working within the chicken tractor on steroid system. We'll grab this stuff by the armload and feed it to the chickens. It's high in protein, B12, and a ton of other things that you're really not going to find in other things in nature. Or we're going to take them and use them in another way that maybe you've never considered before. And so we're going to go take a look at that right now. Alrighty, so here's what we do for long-term storage and usage when it comes to this Comfrey. Now you see I got a handful of it here. I mean, there's a number of ways you can do this. In the past, we have literally laid this stuff literally down on the porch like so, and then we just let it dry. And then what we do is bundle it up and we make little mini, you could almost call them Comfrey sickles. You know, we basically bind them up with a little bit of twine, usually something that's some natural kind of fiber, usually hemp or something like that. Speaking of hemp, we basically dry this stuff out in exactly the same way a lot of you hooter bandits out there dry out your weed. You know, for all you people that do that puff, puff, give. Not judging, I'm just saying. It's basically the same technique. We're going to hold this stuff upside down, like basically you see right here. And we're going to let it dry out because it's going to take everything and then push it down into the bottom of here to make it a little more potent. So literally, it's this simple. Basically, it's not that it seems, it is by far a much better way of doing it because it's already bundled for you. And all we got to do is literally cut this off and it's ready to rock and roll. And we got the same thing going over here. You know what else is cool? Is that way is west. And I know there's a lot of trees right now in the background, but the cool thing is as the sun tracks along the sky this time of year, it gets the most intense sunlight here. So it's doing one of two things. It's drying this stuff out for storage and also providing a little bit of very comfortable shade in the evening. So like everything in permaculture, y'all, there's not just one solution to anything. Everything has to have at least two purposes. So number one, we're drying this stuff out. Number two is providing shade and actually cooling off a part of the house that tends to be a little bit hotter in that time of year. So what do we do then? So here's the cool part. Whatever we don't hang up right now, we're going to literally go over here and feed these animals. And the cool thing about it is they will partake of it, as much of it or as little of it as they want. But this time of year, we find out they're not eating any real free choice mineral. This is what they prefer. So with that said, let's go up here and we're going to feed this ram and see what's up. All right, right here in my hand, I got a bundle of it, but also just as a demonstration of exactly how we do it, we got a ram up here right now. He's all by himself for now because we had to do a little surgery on him, but that's another video altogether. But what do you see right here in the foreground? Comfrey. Comfrey. Right down here, situated up in this multi-floor rose, Comfrey. The whole purpose of that and what we've got, or what we're getting away from, is having to literally cut it and bring it to them. Instead of doing that, we just plant it out here and let them come to it. Now, the cool thing is, we're going to go up here because now this place is going to look a little jacked up. And we discussed that in one of our previous videos and how we're using these animals to clear the landscape. So where all that multi-floor rose is, all those vines, thickets, everything else, we're basically putting up this electro net. We'll go up here. We'll put up the electro net, let them clear down. We'll cut down everything, let him eat it as tree hay till we put his buddy back in here. But also, because we don't have a whole lot of comfrey in here, we'll take this stuff now. He just ate. He's been eating all day. He's been eating the stuff like, you know, what forage is down here. And then what little, he's basically getting the forage. And then when he feels good and ready, he's going to come over here and eat this. But he may not get to it now. He may get to it later. But the point of it being is that these guys will partake. As you can see, he's over here eating what he is right now. They will basically partake as little or as much of it as they need. Now, the cool thing about this is that he is, well, today, we haven't yet done it yet, but you can see the impact that he's made over here. He's about to have more buddies in here as soon as he's all healed up. But then right over here, see this nasty thicket and all this other stuff? He's about to have full access to that. So he's a little bit hungry, but he's not ready for comfrey. He says, tastes great, but less filling right now. But I guarantee that will not be here by the end of the day. Now, while I'm at it, what else do we feed it to? Everything, including to a certain extent ourselves. You can make teas out of this stuff. You can do any number of things. You've seen us before in the chicken tractor on steroids literally feed this stuff by the armloads. Your cows will eat it. Everything will eat it, especially the stuff we sell. This Bocking number 4 is very palatable to these animals and has all the things they want. And it's also, let's be honest here, look at the world around you. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this like we do in the podcast, but look at the world around you. How much availability do you have or will you have in the near future to be able to go down to the feed store and get all the minerals and this and that and this? Well, we saw this coming forever and a day, and so we prepared for it. That's why we use alternatives like Comfrey as a means to get the minerals these animals need, because it is a bioaccumulator. And as I'm speaking, he's down there right now working on that Comfrey. So as you can see, if Michelle doesn't push him too much, he's actually going to eat it. Well, she spooked him away a little bit, and right now what he wants is to be pet. Isn't that right, Big Money? Yeah, he's still a little upset with me because I had to do a little surgery on him, but that's another story altogether. Look, y'all, bottom line is, this stuff has so many uses. I could literally do video after video after video, but the idea is not to sit here and beat you over the head about it. Either you're going to see the benefit of it or you're not. And whether you want to use it, and he's throwing down again as we see. Michelle, go ahead and pan that camera over. Truth of it is, he's going to eat everything else in here, but 9 times out of 10, your animals will eat that first. And they'll say, okay, I got what I need, now let me go get everything else. So the bottom line is, y'all, at the end of the day, whether it's feeding your animals, whether it's feeding your trees, which we've already shown you, whether it's feeding your pasture or even yourself, I mean, I directly can't eat this stuff, but I can make teas out of it. And even though I don't directly eat this stuff, the animals do, which, you know, I wind up eating them when the time's right. So look, y'all, if you need any, go check us out at the website. Bone Sauce, world's best deer repellent. We sell that at the website also. All right, y'all, hopefully this video has been a blessing to you. Until next time, this is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm, where permaculture is my passion, and this is part of it. We'll see you next time.